In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at the common ways to deal with this one space low pincer. First of all, white is going to attach over here. And the first variation we're going to take a look at is this hane. White, of course, is going to cut, black extends, and from here, white is going to wedge over here. Anything else, it's not going to get you any good result. These are the only moves. From here, black has two choices. First is Atari from top, and second is to Atari from bottom. Let's check out the Atari from top first. When black Ataris, white needs to extend. Then these two black stones are in danger now, so black Ataris this stone. When white extends, black needs to secure that cutting point. And from here, white is going to Atari here. Black Ataris these two stones. White Ataris this stone. Black connects, and white plays away. This is one of the easier way to go about this joseki. When white Ataris this stone, there's a chance black might play this one. If you want to avoid any complicated josekis from here, then you can simply capture this black stone, and black is going to connect over here, and white can tenuki. If white has some stones over here, then white could first Atari over here. When black connects, two space jump. If these two white stones get to connect with this stone, then all these black stones are going to die. So black has no choice but to capture these two white stones, and white can pull back like this to grow this side of the board. If we have a black stone over here, then white, even if white gets to pull back, black gets to immediately start to apply pressure on these two stones. So if there's a black stone over here, then you don't play this follow-up of the joseki. You just play away. When black secures this cutting point, if the ladder is good for white, which is almost always, then white could pull out this stone instead of Ataring this stone. If black extends, then white can first Atari, black connects, white making a turn. Then this picture, we don't even need a ladder over here. Black is simply dead. That's why when white pulls out these two white stones, black needs to connect over here if the ladder is good for black. Let's take a look at what happens if the ladder is not good for black. White is going to Atari, black connects, and white still is going to make this turn. And you see, black has a ladder over here. If these two white stones get to survive, then these 5 black stones are dead. When white moves this stone, what if the ladder is not good for black? Then black can extend this stone. White needs to jump, and black captures these two white stones. From here, white can Atari, and if black has some stones over here, meaning black has some potential over here, then black can choose to Atari, extend, Atari, extend, Atari, extend, and capture this stone. Black has a lot of territory over here and also growth potential over there. In this position, if black doesn't want to grow this side of the board, then black can also choose to fight. Black can connect over here, white pushes, black jumps, white connects over here, black forms a tiger's mouth over here, then white is going to make a turn over here first, threatening to capture these two black stones. Then black needs to capture these two white stones, white Ataris, black takes these two white stones. Now I can come back and defend these stones over here. Black extends, white small knights, and black pincers these white stones. Although it seems like these white stones are in danger, but they're not going to die too easily. Because if black keeps pushing over here like this, these black stones are going to get hurt. Even if black carefully attacks these stones, at any point, white could play this move over here. If black bumps, white attaries, black connects, white connects, white can make an eye over here at any time. So white stones, they don't really have to worry about dying. Neither players are going to die because it's difficult to capture these stones over here. So it's more about who gets the most profit while beating up each other. And I don't really recommend playing this joseki to you because it's difficult. At this point, if you're 100% sure that your opponent doesn't even know about this move, then you can make a turn. If not, then just capture this stone and settle. You don't have to make it unnecessarily complicated. Now let's take a look at this bottom atari. From here, if white connects, black is going to extend this stone. White cuts over here. If black attaries this stone, then the corner is gone. So black needs to secure this cutting point over here. Then white ladders out this stone, and black still owes a move over here. So white also gets to have sente at the end. This is one of the easier way to deal with it, and let me show you an even easier one. When black attaries over here, instead of connecting, you can atari this stone. If black gets scared and takes this stone, you can take this stone. Although at the end, black gets to have the sente, this result is not bad for you. However, when you atari this black stone, there is a chance of this escalating. Black can extend, and white needs to connect. Black has some cutting points over here, and the best way to defend it is this extension. From here, white is going to push, black extends, and the easiest way to deal with it is block this, black attaries, and white expands. This is also a joseki. Black gets territory, white gets potential and influence. After black extending, white could also push one more time. If black has some stones over here, then you definitely don't push because the result is never going to be good for you. But if you have a stone over here, then you could push again. Black needs to extend like this. If black hanes, white is going to cut black off. Black attaries, white extends. Black needs to secure this one. White pushes out, black extends, and white plays here. Now if black answers anything over here, then all this could die. So black needs to capture these white stones, and white is going to play this empty triangle over here. Black extends, white extends. If black extends again, white can hane, and no matter what happens, these 4 stones are going to die. When black extends, the safest way to play it is to just block over here. When black captures this stone, expand. Let's just settle on this one. Now let's take a look at what if black hanes from the side of the board. Then white is going to pull back, and in Q level, the most common response would be this tiger's mouth. Let me show you the proper responses from both players first. White is going to Kosumi. Black expands over here. White shoulder hits. Black jumps. White pushes. Black blocks. White turns over here, and black can either tenuki and white tenuki, or black can make a 2-space extension, then white captures this stone and black plays away. Now let's take a look at why that was a joseki. If white jumps, then black can simply answer with this move, and if white plays this kind of moves, then black is going to settle. So white is probably going to want to pincer, but black can easily run out. And as soon as black runs out, you realize this is not alive, this is lonely. So jumping is not a good option. That's why we use this kosumi. If black plays this side, we're gonna apply pressure on this side. If black plays here, we're gonna apply pressure on this side. Black needs to choose which side black is going to get bullied. The joseki was this move, but what if black 2-space extensions over here? Then white is going to shoulder hit this stone. If black crawls on the second line, then white can just let him crawl on the second line. But in Q level, the most common response would be this move. And if white blocks, black would want to play this move, thinking black could cut here. But if black actually cuts here, then we have this Atari. Even if black connects, everything dies. So for now, black cannot cut over here. Black can play this move, tiger's mouth. From here, black could peep, connect, extend, connect, and these black stones need to crawl for life. And this is also not good for black. And these black stones are too close to these white stones, so this result is terrible for black. When white shoulder hits black, black's best response would be this attachment. If white wants to be a savage, then white could block from this side. Then black is going to try to connect back. White harness, black harness back, forming a ponuki over here. White connects. If black moves out this stone, then you can see everything in the corner is dead. From here, the only move for black is to hane. White ataris, black tries to connect, and since it's early in the game, there are no code threats, and this is what black gets. And this result is also terrible for black. If white wants to be a gentleman, then white can hane. Black needs this extension to connect back, and white push. Black jumps, white can even sneak in this move. Black extends, white peeps, black tries to go out, white blocks. If you look at this result, although black got both sides, black is making points on first and second lines. That's not a lot of points. But on the other hand, white has this influence, which is going to be extremely helpful for the middle game. When black blocks over here, white doesn't. White cut over here. Let's take a look at this outside cut first. Black is going to Atari, white Atari is back. Black captures this stone, and white still owes a move over here, so white needs to capture this stone, which means black got ponuki and also gets to play away. So this result is not acceptable for the white player. What if white cuts inside? Then black is going to Atari again. White Ataris. Black captures the stone. White ladders out this stone. It all seems okay, but as soon as black moves out, white cannot block here because black is going to move out this stone. When white connects, black Ataris this stone and everything gets to connect back. White has no points and these white stones are now kind of in danger. So this result is terrible for white. Even if white extends, black is going to push, block, and cut. From here, white won't get any good result. Now that we know cutting on these 2 points are not going to get you any good results, how about this one? Because this seems really slow. Let's check this out. If white pushes, black is going to extend. If white pushes again, black is going to extend again. Then these black stones are settled, which means these white stones are helping black stones settle, and they are not alive, so they're going to get attacked. This is not a good result, and these are terrible exchanges. That's why white needs to play over here. Again, from here, if black 2 space extensions, then white needs to capture this stone. If black tries to save everything, then white can pincer. Black cannot go out from here, so this is the best black can do. Even if white simply lets black live, white can also hane. When black hanes back, white can extend. Even if we get this picture, this influence is too massive, so it's pretty good for white. Let's take a look at another variation. When white pulls back, black, instead of forming a tiger's mouth, black can 2 space jump like this. This time, instead of playing this kosumi, white could play this small knights. Black, of course, is going to 2 space extension. White is going to hit this tiger's mouth. If black cuts the connection, then white gets to cut off this black stone and take the corner. This result is not acceptable for the black player. That's why when white plays here, black is going to connect. When white pushes out, black is going to hane. If white blocks here now, then everything could die. Like this, like this. Even if white takes this stone, black gets to Atari and everything dies. That's what white gets for being greedy. That's why when black hanes over here, white needs to play over here. Black is going to Atari white stones. White captures this black stone and black plays another 2 space extension over there. And this result is acceptable for both players. But you gotta make sure the ladder is good for white, which is almost always, but you still gotta make sure. After black hanes and white cuts, instead of black playing this hane, black could cut off white's connection like this. And from here, you'll see we will get a ladder. Black plays here, and white Ataris, and this is the ladder. Although the ladder is almost always gonna be good for white, but what if it's in the mid game and we got this situation and we have black stones over here? Then the ladder is not good for white, which means when black 2 space extensions, if the ladder is not good for white, then instead of this small knights, white should play this kosumi. And let's take a look at what happens from here. Black is still going to make a 2 space extension. White hits this tiger's mouth. Black connects. White extends. Black hanes. White cuts the connection. And from here, black has no choice but to Atari from bottom. If Atari from top, white is going to capture this stone and there's no more ladder. On top of that, if black plays here, then the corner dies. If black plays here, then white can destroy some extra points over here. What if instead of black playing here, black plays this hane? If white plays this hane, then white is going to die. So white has no choice but to capture this stone, and black Ataris, white takes the stone. This result is also acceptable as the white player, and black player is also pretty happy with it. Another thing that you have to watch out for, other than the ladder, is Occasionally, you will see someone bumping you like this. As soon as you extend, black is going to jump. And if you see from here, black is going to answer you. But at this point, black is not going to hane, but extend. You have no choice but to keep extending, but black is going to cut you, and this can get complicated. When black bumps you, if you want to simplify everything, then you can simply pull back. Then we'll go back to this Kosumi Joseki. When white pulls back, black is going to hane, white can hane back, black extends, and white again hits the tiger's mouth, black connects, white extends, black hanes, white cuts the connection, black tries to go back, white captures this stone, black attaris, white captures this stone, and black needs a 2-space extension over here. And this is not that scary. Even if there's a black stone over here, you could approach from here. If black answers, then you can keep growing your thing over there. If black pincers you, then you can turn around and destroy this part of the board. If you want to be really intense, then you can approach from this side or invade over here. White stone is not going to die too easily as long as you pay attention to your moves. Now let's take a look at the most trendy variation, which is when white attaches, black 2-space extensions. No more hane over here. The proper response would be white bumping, black pulls back. If white immediately goes into the corner, then black gets to hit this vital point. Even if white tiger's mouth is, black is going to extend, white painful, and black pull back, and this white stone turned into an unliving group. There's no way white's going to live over here, so white needs to run, and every time white runs, black gets some profit. So this is terrible for white. When black pulls back, the proper response would be either jump or kick. Let's see jump first. If white jumps, black is going to make a 2-space extension, white is going to settle in the corner, and black is going to expand toward the side. This is the Joseki. What if white doesn't want black to have this 2-space extension? Then white, instead of jumping, white could kick. Black could extend like this, but the cooler move to do is this Kosumi. White still needs to go inside the corner, and black can first hane, white blocks, black attaris, white connects, and 2-space extension. This way black doesn't get to expand over here, but white also almost gets locked inside this corner. One of the biggest mistakes white makes from here is attarying this stone and this stone. White is completely alive in the corner, so you don't have to try to capture these extra points. That's too slow. If white attaries this one, black is not even going to answer. Black is going to expand. Even if white captures this stone, black may answer, but there's still a chance of black not answering. What if white takes this stone? Then black can atari back, white can take it, and black can still tenuki. What if white takes this? There's no point of saving this stone. Play away. What if white takes this? Play away. You see how fast black is filling up this board while white is making like 2 points per move. So you don't want to atari these garbage stones. Let's sum it up. When white attaches over here, black has 3 options. First is this inside hane, second, outside hane, and third, 2-space extension. If you play this inside hane, you will get this territory, but white gets influence outside. That's all you have to remember. If you play this, you get territory, white gets influence. If you play this one, you get to play both sides, but white gets this middle influence. If you play this 2-space extension, you get to play 2 sides, and white gets almost locked inside this corner. So depending on the situation, you can choose your joseki wisely. If you already have a stone over here, then there's no reason to play this 2-space extension. You can just play this inside hane, get all the territories, and this stone restricts white's potential. So white is not going to make a comfortable extension over there. If you already have stones in the middle, or at least if you got stones on the first line which can restrict white's growth, then you can choose this outside hane. Because at the end, you will get both sides and white gets an influence like this. But if you have stones already over here, then this influence becomes useless. I know it's difficult to remember all the josekis that happened over here, and it's also difficult to choose the right joseki at right time. But as soon as you memorize all the josekis, then you will have the ability to choose the best josekis to use at that moment.